Welcome to the Mind Grow Radio Storyteller Series podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Kathan, and I'm so excited to welcome today's guest. She is a co-founder, a CEO, an author, a speaker, a singer, a stage goddess. She's a mom, and she's a cancer thriver. And she's an all-around amazing human. I absolutely love her, and you will too. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the importance of never giving up. We're going to be talking about her new book, Actually I Can, Rewriting the Rules of Resilience, and she's going to share some tools from her own personal growth toolbox. Please help me welcome my dear friend, Nika Stewart.
Woohoo! So happy to be here.
Oh, my gosh. You are so inspiring, and you're so amazing. And the first time that I really had the opportunity to tune into you, you did this viral challenge, and I had the opportunity to really tap into who you are and what you're doing and what you're bringing and how you're shining and how you are inspiring others to do that too. And I kind of fell in love with you there. So I'm just fangirling on you for a second because you are so amazing. And you've been like a trailblazer. You've been rewriting the rules of resilience for a while as a trailblazer in your business and what you've done over the years. And then you received this life-altering diagnosis that had you rewriting those rules in a whole new way when your cancer went viral, literally. Can you share a bit about that?
Of course, and thank you for asking. I have always been a fan of doing things in a non-conventional way because there are great guidelines out there for so many things, but not every system works for everybody. We're all so unique in our own way, and I always wanted to write my own rules. And so I ran my life and my business that way, thinking that I was, so like a trailblazer in doing that kind of thing, and always wanting to get out there in a big way. But one thing that wasn't really getting out there was I had always been taught to be perfect, like to try to be better. Like don't really put yourself out there until your hair is perfect and your makeup is on right and you're wearing the right clothes. And I just wasn't that kind of person. I was just so I wish I could just be me and be casual, but I would try to be more perfect. And although my business was growing and I had clients and I had lots of friends, I always felt like I wasn't connecting on the deepest level. And then I got cancer, and I was fortunate enough to have this journey where if I wanted to continue getting out there, I could not be perfect because I was going through, I was feeling yucky many days. I was having surgeries and having to heal. I had to go through many months of chemotherapy, and I lost my hair and my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and I looked funny. I had, I'm still going through treatments. There was no way to be perfect. And so the only way to get out there is to just be. And I learned that is actually the only way to really connect with people. And so I had this amazing blessing of being able to share my story and connect with so many people because I couldn't do it any other way. And when I saw that people were connecting with my story, it really fueled me to share more and more of my imperfect, ridiculous life. And so that's what I'm doing.
You just started documenting, right? You as things were happening and you got this news and you just started documenting your journey, and that authenticity and that realness and that vulnerability and that amazing magic that is you really touched people.
It did. And first of all, I think everyone has that spark, that I call it your viral code. Like everyone has their own viral code. There's something about you, and when you clarify it and really share it with clarity, that's where the magic happens. But yes, for me, I think a lot of why my story was connecting was I wasn't doing it for the purpose of going viral. I was doing it at first, like you said, just to document my journey, my adventure, because I knew that I would want to look back on it when I was better. When the hardest parts were over, I knew I would want to look back on it. So I started recording myself going through things. And then I started getting creative and making games out of things. Like, let's make a chemo countdown board and erase, because I was looking forward to that part being over. So if every week I could erase another tick on the countdown board, that would be fun. And then things were happening in my life, like I forgot that I lost my hair, and I would go to like put my hair behind my ear and there was no hair. And I thought, that's funny. What if I recorded things like that, like the funny things that are happening? And I just recorded it all at first for myself, and I would share it online. And when it started spreading to thousands and then hundreds of thousands and then millions of people, I thought, oh, people actually like this. It actually inspires others when you can share the crazy and the real and the funny. And so that's what I've just been doing. I think it's fun.
You did it in a way. Most people, cancer has touched my family in many, many ways. And what I've noticed through all of them, and I love them very much, but they owned the disease. And you owned the resilience to work through whatever it was that they were saying. That you owned that determination. You didn't own the cancer, or you didn't let it own you, so to speak.
Yeah, I do think that most people, when they talk about cancer, they talk about how, they say F cancer, screw cancer, I'm going to fight you and I'm going to beat you. And I always felt that language it didn't work for me, because anytime that we have an enemy that we're fighting against, when we resist and we fight, the enemy gets stronger. And so when we can make it our friend, as crazy as that sounds, I know it sounds weird that I could look at cancer as a companion and go on an adventure with it rather than fight it. I know how weird that sounds, but when I did that, it really became a joy. And again, I know that I sound like I'm insane when I say that this was joyful for me, but it was. This adventure was joyful, and I found silver linings, and I found things that made my life better that I could not have had I not had this cancer journey. And I think it's the language which turns into your mindset that you can choose. So it's your choice to decide to fight something or decide to see how you can journey with this companion.
It's so powerful what you're saying. Right? You're like a living, breathing example of how your energy works with you. Like when you work with it, you didn't fight it and resist it, and you are just so amazing. And out of this journey, your book was born.
Yes. And look, I mean, I say I'm not perfect at this. Every day I have to remind myself, I have to, this is, there's good in this challenge. And we all have challenges every day. But yes, because of the sharing of all of this and people saying that they were inspired and they were able to look at challenges in a different way, I felt this book needed to come out. And so it is.
And it is coming out April 30th.
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about, what you share in the book, some of what a reader can expect when they get your book.
Well, my hope is that you're entertained by the story. It is meant to be a book that helps you challenge the status quo around adversity and really look at challenges in a completely different way and help you embark on a path to your own empowerment. And it's told through the lens of my story, of what I went through with my cancer diagnosis, through the whole journey of treatments. And there are many themes, well, not many, there are several themes. It's about flipping the script on your story, using different language, redefining obstacles, and looking at your creativity and delving into creative outlets. And then mostly how to find the funny in situations, because humor, I have found, and it's been scientifically proven, is not only fun to laugh, it is proven to actually heal you physically. And so if you can find ways to laugh more, you are, from what has been proven, you are more able to heal. They've shown that cancer patients heal quicker and easier and live longer lives if they laugh more often, if they have a sense of humor and they find things that are funny. So definitely lots of humor. And the last theme I would say is connection with other people, sharing my story, where a lot of people have something like this happen and they kind of say, okay, I'm going to disappear for a few months while I deal with this. The fact that I got out there in an even bigger way during it to share things that might seem shameful and embarrassing, sharing it all helps me heal. And so
I'm a big believer in all of that. It's so important. And if you tune into what Nika is saying right now, she's like delivering some nuggets that can shift not only your mindset, but literally how you feel from the inside out. So I hope you're paying attention, because it's gold what she's giving you right now. Can you, as you go through this journey, you're going through all this stuff, you're writing your book, was there ever a time that you just felt like giving up?
Wow, that's a great question. I would say there was one time where I came close. I don't know if giving up is the right phrase, but in the beginning, I thought to myself, it was almost like, okay, Nika, you are now given this test. You have always said, if you look for silver linings and you find the funny, you can get through anything. Well, it was like life said to me, okay, prove it. And the first few months felt like I was doing my thing. I was proving it. I was kind of saying to myself, oh, look, like I'm so proud of myself. I am actually proving that even a scary diagnosis and then finding out, I actually find out, which you'll read in the book, it looked like it was going to be a tiny, easy procedure. And it got worse and worse with every test that I took until it seemed to be it just got scarier and scarier. And I was still okay. I wasn't like my head in the sand, but I was able to find positivity every day until I started chemotherapy. And a few days after my first session, I was feeling so physically sick, and I think that must have also impacted my emotions and my spirit. And a few days of feeling so bad, I was just kind of depressed and thinking, I remember thinking the phrase, I do not know how I'm going to get through 5 months of this, because I was going to have 5 months of chemotherapy. I had also heard that the side effects could last a lot longer than that. So when you're done, the side effects are not done. And I said, I do not know how I'm going to get through this. And I said that out loud to a friend who said to me, well, but you have to. And that made me feel worse, because I was like, well, I know I have to. I'm like, I'm looking for a solution. I know I have to. Do I have to? I don't know. So I guess that's the closest point where I felt, I don't know, giving up maybe close to what I was feeling. I was feeling like, I don't know how I can do this. Did I say I can't do it? I was feeling I can't do it.
So what did you do that kept you going during that time, or in those moments?
Yeah, so that lasted a few days, and at first I really felt I was in the depths of not knowing what I can do. And luckily, I said it out loud to someone who was very helpful and started reminding me of my philosophies. And the one thing that changed everything, it felt like an immediate shift, was the realization that the silver lining in this is that I don't have to do anything except take care of myself. And I realized when that thought came to my mind is that I had been going through this journey without taking away other things. Like I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a business owner, I have clients, and I have cancer and have to deal with that. It was just something I added to my life. But when this, it was really a coach who reminded me, you don't have to do anything but take care of yourself. When in your life do you give yourself permission to not worry about anything but taking care of yourself? And that felt amazing to me, like having the permission to take care of myself, which includes not feeling good, feeling yucky and saying, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just going to lay in bed and do nothing today. And I'm allowed to. That was such a beautiful silver lining to me because, again, like as a woman, business owner, mom, I know you all feel responsible for so many things and so many people. Do you ever give yourself permission to just focus on yourself? And that was, I mean, I have chills thinking about it because we don't give ourselves that permission. And now I do once in a while because this experience reminded me we're allowed to. Give yourself permission to feel terrible and take care of yourself. And because I gave myself permission to feel terrible and take care of myself, I felt great. And that's what changed everything for me.
That is such a powerful thing because as you're speaking, I'm like trying to think, when was the last time I really did that? Like I, do it here and there, little things, but I'm like, when was I really? It's been a while.
Yeah, good. Remind yourself. Good. I'm glad this is a reminder. And we have lots of responsibilities, and I'm certainly not saying don't forget about everything all the time, but you are also a responsibility. Take care of yourself. Give yourself permission.
Truth. Can you share some tips from your own personal growth toolbox from your journey for the listeners who may be feeling like they either don't have what they need or their mindset isn't where it should be, or they just feel like giving up on this whole thing, whatever this thing is for them?
Yeah. The first thing I would say is it's kind of giving yourself permission. So the first thing is give yourself permission to not feel great. Sometimes thinking, how do I make this okay? How do I get out of this funk? How do I add positivity? That can be really stressful and make you feel worse. So the first thing I would suggest is to be okay not being okay, because nobody is okay all the time. And what you're going through feels really difficult, and it is for you. And be okay with that. So step one, say, I'm not okay right now, and that's okay. And once you know that's okay, also give yourself permission to take whatever time is needed to just feel not okay. Because it might, I tend to go, okay, I'm going to feel not okay, and then a few minutes later, I'm going to figure this all out. Well, sometimes it takes more than a few minutes. Sometimes it takes a few hours. Sometimes it takes a few months. It's okay to not feel okay for a while. And then once you feel a little bit, like if you feel a little bit of the ease of being all the way down, you can start thinking of, is there something here that's actually funny? I personally think there's always something funny we can find. That's one of my favorite tools, is to look for what's ridiculous, or what's embarrassing is sometimes really funny. What's shameful is sometimes really funny. And when we share that out loud, it takes away the embarrassment and the shame, and the laughter makes us feel a little better. So I'm going to start with that. So feel okay, not feeling okay, and then look for something really funny in what's going on.
So good. Oh, my gosh. I love that so much. Where can people go to learn more about you and what you're doing and get on the wait list for your book?
Yes, I would love you to get on the wait list. The book is coming out soon, but if you get on the wait list, you get a little like a summary and outline, so you can get started right now, and then we have some other goodies coming out and bonuses. So the wait list is at nika.live/book. So my name, NIKA.live/book, and you can get in onto the wait list and follow me. I'd love to follow all of you and share and empower you in your journeys. And I'm on social media on all the platforms as Nika Stewart or Nika Stewart Shine, and I share my story and my journey on all the platforms.
And you also help people shine. Like, that's part of your business, is you inspire others to shine the way that you to take that energy and shine for themselves. And I love that.
Thank you.
So go to nika.live/book to get on the wait list. And Nika, do you have any parting words of wisdom for the listeners today?
Yeah, I would say that if you have been looking for support in feeling better and you're not finding what you need, you're allowed to write your own rules. I love the phrase, she needed a hero, so that's what she became. You can be your own hero. If there are support groups that are helpful, great, be in them. If there are, online tools that help you and there are coaches who help you, amazing. Get all the support that feels good to you. And if you think it doesn't feel good, instead of letting that make you feel worse, like, oh, this isn't working for me, write your own rules and be your own hero.
I love that so much. Because we all need a hero at some point, and we're always looking outside of ourselves. But we can do that for ourselves.
We really can. And yes, be inspired by other people, and then know that you are amazing. You are a true, unique superstar.
So good. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today here in the Mind Grow studio. Listeners, it's been awesome to hang out with you. We've been joined by the ever-fabulous Nika Stewart today. Please go check out her book. Get on the wait list for that. I am your host, Stephanie Kathan. You've been tuning in to the Mind Grow Radio Storyteller Series podcast. And until next time, keep shining in your brilliance. Thank you, everybody.